Alright, geometry class, take out your homework, make sure it's out, and make sure you switch papers. Take out a correcting pen to correct the homework with, and write down CB at the top or the bottom, your name. And we're going to start grading the homework in about 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Alright, there's 22 points total. Here's the scale. The extra points come right here, 53A, B, and C. Each of these is going to be worth 1 point, so this section is a total of 3 points. One for A, one for B, one for C. Problem 52, these are the radicals, and the simplified one was only on the third. Or you give me decimals, round to the nearest tenth. If they didn't round to the nearest tenth, mark it wrong. Over here on the coordinates, it's either right or wrong. So if they miss only half the y coordinate, or if they miss the x coordinate, still -1. If they wrote an equivalent fraction, that's fine. If it's improper, that's fine. Just make sure you understand that they are the same. Other than that, teacher, please at this time pause the video so that the students will have time to correct. It should take about 3 to 5 minutes. Thank you. Alright, hopefully we're all done. Get ready to take notes. Have that paper out and we're ready to go, and we're going to continue on 3, 2, and 1. Alright, this lesson is called Measuring and Classifying Angles. What you will be able to do is pretty much measure and classify angles and solve some problems based on them. You don't have to write out these diagrams here. You're going to eventually have to do it in the lesson, but these are just here for you to look at and to get an idea, a visual of what you're going to do. Here we go. So, some vocabulary. Write down the word vocabulary. We're going to draw an image here in just a second. Here's the image. This is an angle. It's got a point here. It's got arrows at the end. So we have to identify some words associated with this. So here are the vocabulary words. The first is called a vertex. The vertex is at the end or the elbow of the angle. Some people call it a corner, kind of, right? But it's not really a corner. But it's called a vertex. These are called sides. These rays are called sides. They're the sides of the angle, and this is the vertex in between the two sides. It's pretty cut and dry. What we're going to do next is attach some labels here, some letters, and you're going to name it. So you're going to keep this diagram. I'm going to put up a new one, but you're just going to put some letters attached to this diagram. So we're going to write 3 names for the angle, and you're also going to name the vertex on the side. So on the previous diagram, simply just go ahead and put these dots here, put these points B and C, and for the vertex, put A. So let's do the first first problem. Write 3 names for the angle. There's 3 different types of names. Here they are. Angle BAC represents the point that's on one of the sides going through the vertex to the other side. On the second angle, we have the opposite name, CAB, meaning we're just going the other way. It's the same thing, but we like the alphabetical in order better. Angle A, or this is wrong. This should not say angle B. It should say angle A, so I'm going to change that right now. The vertex can be used to also name the angle, so angle A. Straightforward. So either you use 3 letters, BAC or CAB, or you use simply the vertex. That's it. No other options. Let's now name the vertex. Vertex is A. And then let's name our sides. Our sides are going to be these rays right here. So we're going to name them accordingly. Ray AB, and ray AC. Alright. That's pretty much it. So on your homework tonight, make sure you do it accordingly. Again, this is not angle B, this should be angle A. It's my typo. Moving on. 3, 2, and 1. So, go ahead and draw these 4 angles. I kind of have them all over the place. We're going to name them. So, draw this angle, this angle, this angle, and this angle. And I'll give you 5 more seconds. Doesn't have to be a work of art, just a sketch. Alright, the first type over here on the upper right hand corner, that is an acute angle. Definition meaning between 0 and 90 degrees. The second one, and you guys probably know this one, is an obtuse angle between 90 and 180 degrees. The third one, obviously there's a symbol right there standing for a right angle. So right, 90 degrees exactly. And this one right here is a straight line, and that's kind of the name of the angle. It's called a straight angle, exactly 180 degrees. If you're wondering why there's no value for 0, because there will not be an angle if you have 0 degrees, if that makes sense. There's no angle between two rays. That's pretty much it regarding the types of angles. That's pretty much all we have. And then we're going to continue on in about 3, 2, and 1. So, we have this thing called the angle addition postulate, related to the segment addition postulate. Pretty much states that we're going to add some angles together, and we're going to come up with a bigger angle. So go ahead and draw this diagram. Kind of looks like the first one, except we added a center ray right here. So this is angle BAC, or this is angle CAB. Now, in this context, we're not going to call this angle A, because there's too many angle A's. There's an angle A with BAD, and there's an angle A with DAC, and then there's a big angle A, BAC. So this is why we came up with another way using 3 letters to be more precise. So if you're talking about this angle, angle DAC. If you're talking about this angle, angle BAC. If you're talking about the whole angle from the outer ray, this top side to the bottom side here, angle BAC. Anyway, let's go over the angle addition postulate. Write this down. The measure of angle BAD, which is this upper half, plus the measure of angle DAC, which is the lower angle, equals the measure of the entire large BAC angle. Measure meaning degrees. Right? So if we add this degree plus this degree, it's going to equal the larger degree. So we can go backwards. If we know the larger degree, then we can subtract one or the other to find the other angle. Pretty straightforward. I'll give you a few more seconds, and we're going to change the slide in about 3, 2, and 1. Alright, so let's practice. Get this diagram written down. You're going to have a couple of these. So if you want to just write out a couple of them, just draw out another couple of these types of angles. That might be beneficial. But you've got 2 angles here. I went straight to the hard ones. That's 10x minus 5, and that's 4x plus 3. The degree sign means these just represent angles. Now, given the angle measures, find the measure of angle BAD, that's this angle, and the measure of angle DAC, which is this angle. So, like yesterday I said, as soon as we see x's, we need to come up with an equation. As it is, we have no indication of what these angles are. All we know is that they are side by side with each other. Now, there's a straight angle here called angle BAC. We know the value of this straight angle. This straight angle is 180 degrees. So go ahead and do this, and you can put equals 180 degrees. Now that should probably give you your heads up that you need. If I add this angle, BAD, with this angle, DAC, I know that it's going to add up to 180 degrees. So what I'm going to do is add both angles together. 10x minus 5, big plus sign, 4x minus 3, or 4x plus 3, equals 180. What I am doing is I am adding the 2 angles together, setting them equal to the larger angle. This is the angle addition postulate. Smaller angle plus smaller angle equals big angle, the 180 degrees. So, combine like terms and solve away. We're basically solving for x here. Now we're going to divide by 14. When we divide 182 divide 14, we get 13. So 14 goes into 18 once, then you get 42. 14 times 3 is 42. We're not done yet. We need to find the angles of BAD and DAC. So then plug in your answers right here. So the measure of angle BAD is 10 times 13, 130 minus 5 is 125 degrees. Now if we know that this entire angle BAC is 180, we can just simply subtract. Excuse me, there's a phone ringing. Sorry about the phone ringing. Anyway, back to what I was saying. If I know that this is angle BAC is 180 degrees and I know this angle is 125, then I can simply subtract 180 and minus 125 and get the remaining angle. So that will be 55 degrees. And these should add up to 180. Right? In about 3, 2, and 1, we will move on. Right? Now, we've got another problem. They tell us that this is 145 degrees. This large angle, BAC, is 145 degrees. So what we're simply going to do is add things up and make sure that they equal 145. So here we go. 2x plus 10. Oops, this is not. There we go. So 2x plus 10 plus 4x minus 3 equals 145, the larger angle. 6x plus 7 equals 145. 6x equals 138. X equals 23. So we are asked to find angle BAD, angle DAC, though these two and these two. So simply substitute, plug in 23 right here, so that's going to be 46 plus 10. So angle BAD equals 56 degrees. I can then subtract from 145, or I can substitute 23 right back here where that X is. Really doesn't matter, your choice. So that's going to be 89 degrees. So angle DAC equals 89 degrees. Alright? So that's that. We're going to move on in about 3, 2, and 1. Alright. Another type of angle is when we have a thing called a bisector. We introduced bisector yesterday. Bisector is when things get cut in half. So we also have a bisector of angles. AD cuts BAC in half. So what we're simply going to do is we're going to use that knowledge and set up an equation. If a bisector cuts things in half, then what we know is that these two halves are congruent. This equals this. So this is already 35, then angle DAC must also be 35 degrees. So the question asks, find the measure of the two other angles. Well, angle DAC equals 35 degrees. And the larger angle, this one right here, BAC, or this one, measure of angle BAC equals 70, since we're just adding things together. Alright? I know I'm going kind of fast, but I just want to get this to you so that you guys can figure this out and see what's going on, more than reading these words. These words are not the most important part. It's really seeing the visual that's the most important part. So moving on in 3, 2, and 1. Alright, in this problem, same problem, we have a bisector, so things are equal. So now we don't have just numbers, we have variables. So again, equation, right? These two halves are equal to each other. Therefore, we're going to set them equal to each other. 5x minus 11 equals 3x plus 1. 2x equals 12. X equals 6. Easy problem. We want to find just angle BAC. So that's this one right here. Find one. You got both because we have a bisector right here with AD. And then we double it. So plug in right here if you want. That's the easier of the two. That's going to be 19 degrees. And we're simply going to double it. If this angle is 19 degrees, so is this one. So we're going to double it, and when we do, angle BAC equals 38 degrees. So it's pretty straightforward. More equation solving, more equation writing. All right, 3, 2, and 1. Looks like we're at the end of it. So that's pretty much about it. You're going to get stamped on your notes right now, and then you're going to start your homework. So get ready, good luck, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.